It's 7:44 at KNEB. It's time for News Extra, brought to you by Gearing Civic Center. Here is Kevin Mooney.
And thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. And got some very familiar faces and voices for you this morning. Howard Hale and Larry Hubbard are here from Plymouth Congregational Church. Of course, you know them, both of them from their work here with KNEB. And in Howard's case, has worked with his own network and worked with some other radio stations. So we're glad to have both of them here, and they're going to talk about a project that Plymouth Congregational Church is doing, a prayer ministry, and we'll just let Howard initially explain here what's this all about.
Well, before we explain it, since it is a prayer ministry, let's open this with just a short prayer.
Okay.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this radio station that gives the community an opportunity to step forward and express their concerns. It's a valuable part of the community, and hopefully, Lord, this will lead to some people maybe contacting us with some concerns that they have. But thank you, and thank you for this station.
You should say that prayer for this station about every day, I think.
You know what I do, and particularly for you, Kevin.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
This is what we were trying to accomplish at Plymouth Church is find some way we could get outside of ourselves and reach out to the community. And I'm going to let Larry explain how we worked into this and how we got to the point that we did. Would you do that, Larry?
Sure. It's like most meetings and businesses that you're involved with. You get a group together and you do a little brainstorming. And during that brainstorming session, some of the things that came up is that, number one, we're a fairly elderly church. Our people aren't able to go out and physically do a lot of things in the community. So what can we do? And that was answered at that meeting in that we can pray. And everyone, no matter of what their age is or whether they're handicapped in a wheelchair, they can still sit there and pray. And so we just decided that would be something that we could do it as a church. And we decided, we need to reach out a little further than just our own church family. So we've started this ministry, and we're just, like a baby. We're taking baby steps right now, trying to figure out exactly where we need to go. But we just want people to know that we're doing that. If anyone has any prayer requests or concerns, they just need to contact us, and we would be glad to pray for them.
That's pretty cool. That's a good project, and there's a number of ways people can do that, right?
Yeah, there sure are. And when he talks about baby steps, maybe it's because maybe at our age we're in our second childhood, so we're taking those baby steps.
I worked with you a long time, right next to you, bud. So yeah, you've been a child for quite some time.
But there are a number of ways you can get in touch with Plymouth Church, and we don't care what the concerns are. Obviously, if you're going to ask us to pray or to win the lottery, that's probably one that's not going to be answered. But where you have situations where there's some health issues or financial or even business prayers that are needed, give us a call. We'll do it. The number is 308-632-2543. 308-632-2543. Our email address is pcc743@embarkmail.com. pcc743@embarkmail.com. And you can also go to the website. Where in the heck is that website
It's
address?
Plymouth Congregational Church right here somewhere.
PlymouthCongregational.com.
There you go.
PlymouthCongregational.com. And there's a button on there where you can just submit your prayer request. We're high tech. We've even got an app at the PlymouthCongregational.com. So that's the ways you can get in touch with us, and we will pray for you. The whole church will pray for you.
So when do you guys do this? Do you do it as a congregation on Sunday during certain periods, or on Wednesday maybe when you meet, those type of things?
Basically, it's done individually. during the day. One of the ladies was saying that she leaves her prayer list beside her computer. She says, I'm on the computer every day. So when I sit down to the computer, before I get online to do anything, I go through this prayer list and I pray for people then. So it's done in a variety of ways, but we do meet on Wednesday night. And on Wednesday night, we update this prayer list. Some things have expired. We take them off. Some things are put on anew. And so we keep a list going that we can pray for. And we distribute those to the people in the church.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
You know, one of the best ways to find out if people need prayer is to ask them. And of course, as you well know, I'm still in the radio business, and I contact people all over the country. And when I get done with the interviews that I do with them, that's one of the things I ask them. Tell them what we're doing at Plymouth Congregational Church, and you get some interesting requests. I haven't had anybody that got mad at me yet.
Yeah.
And most of the people, you thank me. You really get some interesting responses, but it's interesting how many people that you find out there when you mention that to them, that they are strong Christian. And one of the more interesting ones, I contacted a gentleman in Florida who raises blueberries, and his grandson was having a serious operation. Told him we'd pray for him. He thanked me, I called him back, and the young man got along with the operation fine, and everything went fine. Serious condition. He's still not completely out of the woods, but those are the things that, and what's it do? It helps us as well as helps the people that you pray for.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys do some, not just pray for people, but you follow up to find out how things are going, right?
We try to. It's nice to know if there's comfort from us praying for them. Did it make that person feel better about it? And so we try to follow up to see that, number one, is there anything else we can do? But another thing is, if someone has a prayer request and maybe it's a little on the personal side and they don't want to tell you exactly what it is, we will pray for them. Just tell us that they have a prayer request of any kind, and they don't have to tell us details. We don't need to know that. Just give us a prayer request and we'll pray.
Yeah. And a lot of times, sometimes your prayer request is simply if somebody is, you mentioned a gentleman that had a kind of a terminal disease, and you just prayed that the man was comfortable and went to God in peace, and that's basically what you prayed for, right?
That's what we prayed for, and that prayer was answered. The gentleman was a good friend of ours, of Larry's and mine both, and when he died last Saturday, he was at peace. We went to see him, and he was at peace, accepted what the situation was, and wasn't worried about where he was going. And that's one of the things that you try to do, is let people know that God is concerned for them, and we as emissaries for God here on earth try to do the same thing. Be concerned as well. Got to love your neighbor, and that's just exactly what we're trying to do.
All right. Let's talk once again about some of the phone number and the email and so forth, and then you can even punch that prayer request button on the website. That's real easy to remember. Simply PlymouthCongregational.com. That's their website. They have a prayer request button right there on the website. You can hit that and mention what your prayer request is, but there's some other ways to do it as well.
Yeah, the telephone number for Plymouth Congregational Church, 308-632-2543. 308-632-2543. And you can email by using the address pcc743@embarkmail.com.
All right, that's how you can do it.
You know, sometimes people might be concerned, boy, if I submit a prayer request, these people are going to be bugging me to join Plymouth Congregational Church. That's not the reason for doing that, and that's not what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's not the purpose. We're trying to get outside of ourselves and do something for the community, and it's one of those offers that there's no strings attached. It's just make the request and we'll do it for you.
All right. Good deal, guys. Good deal. And Howard, once again, congratulations. I guess you're going to be in the wheat harvest movie. They're filming that right now. As a matter of fact, production on the big wheat harvest movie is going on right now, and apparently you've got a role. They haven't figured out exactly what role they're going to put you in, so I'd be a little bit skeptical. But other than that,
It's probably only a voiceover role because my wife often told me I have a face made for radio.
Yeah,
So
right
that's what the situation is. I don't know what role it's going to be, but it's going to be an interesting movie about
Yeah.
the wheat harvest, and that's a great group of people.
yeah, it is. It's a good group of people. All right, guys. Good project. Good project. Appreciate you coming in. Always good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us in here.